My name is Joaquin Lopez. I'm a partner at the firm of Sanders Barshay Grossman, and I also serve on the board of the Long Island Hispanic Bar Association. Today I'm going to briefly outline some of the rights granted to you by the CARES Act, specifically regarding mortgage, rent, student loan, and credit card relief. This video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice, nor does it create an attorney-client relationship. The CARES Act was passed by Congress in order to help Americans struggling as a result of the COVID-19 public health crisis. As part of the CARES Act, the Treasury issued stimulus payments to many Americans. These stimulus payments were not designated as exempt from garnishment, potentially subjecting them to seizure by debt collectors. Now in New York, public benefits are exempt from debt collectors as their purpose is to provide for a person's essential needs. Similarly, CARES Act payments are intended to satisfy debtors' or borrowers' essential needs. As such, New York State Attorney General Letitia James issued guidance advising banking institutions that, in New York, CARES Act payments will be subject to the same legal protections as other public health benefits. Consequently, in New York, they're deemed exempt from garnishment or seizure from debt collectors. The CARES Act also provided for foreclosure relief for mortgages. However, the CARES Act only provides foreclosure relief for federally backed loans. Federally backed loans include loans which are purchased, owned, insured, or guaranteed by Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Federal Housing Administration, Veterans Affairs, or the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Rural Home Service. There are a number of tools available online, and these are all listed on the materials which accompany this video, but the best way to find out if your mortgage qualifies is to contact your individual lender. If you do have a federally backed mortgage, your loan servicer may not initiate a foreclosure process, move for a foreclosure judgment, order a sale, or execute a foreclosure-related eviction or foreclosure sale. The provision lasts for not less than a 60-day period beginning on March 18, 2020. This provision is not limited to borrowers with a COVID-19 related hardship. If you have a federally backed mortgage, you can request and obtain forbearance from mortgage payments for up to 180 days, and then request an additional forbearance period for another 180 days. During a period of forbearance, no fees, penalties, or interest shall accrue on the borrower's account and beyond the amount scheduled or calculated, as if the borrower made all contractual payments on time and in full under the terms of the mortgage contract. The covered period appears to be during the emergency or until December 31st, 2020, whichever is earlier. If it turns out your loan is not federally backed and therefore not subject to CARES Act protections, you may still qualify for additional protections provided by New York State. In New York, Governor Cuomo has issued an executive order suspending foreclosure proceedings until August 20th, 2020 to all homeowners who qualify for unemployment benefits or who are experiencing financial hardship as a result of the COVID-19 public health crisis. Additionally, the New York State Department of Financial Services issued guidance directing all mortgage providers in New York State to make, quote, widely available a forbearance period of 90 days to the New York borrowers demonstrating financial hardship caused by the COVID-19 public health crisis. You will need to contact your mortgage provider to request this relief. The CARES Act also provides protections for renters. In order to qualify, similar to the rule for mortgage relief, the landlord's mortgage must be backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. If it is, during the 120-day period beginning on the Act's March 27, 2020 enactment date, the landlord of a covered dwelling may not file a court action for eviction or charge additional fees for non-payment of rent. After that 120-day period, the landlord cannot require the tenant to vacate until it gives the tenant a 30-day notice to quit. A covered dwelling is one where the building is secured by a federally backed mortgage loan or participates in certain federal housing programs. To determine if your landlord's mortgage is backed by Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae, use Fannie Mae's multifamily loan lookup tool and Freddie Mac's multifamily loan lookup tool. Links to both are included in the accompanying materials. If after searching you determine you qualify for CARES Act protection, you can get support at the Fannie Mae helpline at 877-542-9723 or the Freddie Mac helpline at 800-404-3097. If your landlord's mortgage is not backed by Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae, you may still qualify for additional protections provided by New York State. In New York, Governor Cuomo has issued an executive order mirroring his order suspending foreclosure proceedings and suspending court evictions until August 2020 to all tenants who qualify for unemployment benefits or who are experiencing financial hardship as a result of the COVID-19 public health crisis. The CARES Act also provides student loan relief for federally held student loans. Most federal student loan borrowers won't have to do anything to qualify for this relief. Borrowers who qualify will receive a waiver of their payments through September 30th, 2020, and 0% interest automatically. In order to determine if your student loans are federally held and qualify, contact your student loan provider or log on to www.studentaid.gov. Look at the loan details and see if the Department of Education is listed as the lender. If your loan doesn't qualify for CARES Act relief, you may still have relief options available. In New York, the Department of Financial Services issued guidance urging all student loan service providers to provide certain accommodations to borrowers affected by the COVID-19 public health crisis. Some of the recommended accommodations include providing at least 90 days of forbearance or similar repayment accommodation, reporting any missed payment that is subject to a forbearance or other repayment accommodation as current to credit reporting agencies for at least 90 days, refraining from sending defaulted loan accounts to third-party debt collectors for at least 90 days, refraining from filing any new proceedings with any existing collection actions against borrowers for at least 90 days, and waiving late payment fees for all borrowers who have obtained a forbearance or similar repayment accommodation for at least 90 days. You will need to contact your individual student loan provider to find out which accommodations they are currently offering. The CARES Act also provides limited relief with respect to credit card payments. You're still required to make your payments. If you've already missed or defaulted on a payment, your credit score may be adversely affected. However, if your account is currently in good standing, you can ask your lender for a payment accommodation. The terms of the payment accommodation will vary from lender to lender, but typically include an agreement to defer or make partial payments in some way. Once you have a written payment accommodation in place, the CARES Act prohibits the lender from negatively reporting information to the credit bureaus at this time. So that concludes our brief video presentation. I hope you found it informative. You can find more information about this and other COVID-19 related topics at LIHBA.org. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and stay healthy.